Okay, so now we're going to look at another problem, and this one is a little bit more challenging because in this problem you're going to find that we have zeros in the quotient, and sometimes that's a little bit confusing, so we're going to practice that together tonight. So we're going to start with our first step again, which is division, and we're going to ask ourselves, we look at the first digit, how many times can 14 go into 2? Okay, well 14 is greater than 2, so it cannot, so we put an X or our placeholder on top. Now we look at the first two digits, 28. How many times can 14 go into 28? So this one, you can either round or you can guess and check. So I'm going to go ahead and guess and check. And I'm going to ask myself, can it go in one time? Well, 14 times 1 is 14. That's kind of far away from 28. So I'm going to try another one. How about 14 times 2? 2 times 4 is 8. 2 times 1 is 2. So we can see that 14 goes into 28 exactly 2 times. So I put my 2 up in the quotient. Okay? So that was step 1. Now I'm moving on to step 2, which is multiplication. So I multiply 2 times 14, which is 28. I write that directly underneath. And then I, step 3, subtract. 28 minus 28 is 0. So now I'm going to bring down my 14 and I'm going to check and compare. Well, 14 is greater than 0, so I know that it cannot go into it. So then my next step is bring down. So I'm going to bring down my 6. And I start all over with step 1 again, back to division. We have this new division problem right here. So I ask myself, how many times can 14 go into 6? It can't go in any times. So this time, rather than an X for a placeholder, we put a 0 for our placeholder, and our 0 goes up into the quotient. I know a lot of you probably want to just bring down this 5, but the problem is we can't skip all of these other steps. We have to divide first, so that's why our 0 goes up in our quotient, okay? So now that we've divided, we multiply. 0 times 14 is 0. Our next step is to subtract. 6 minus 0 is 6. We then check and compare. We know that 14 cannot go into 6, so now we can bring down our 5. Okay, and then again, we're going to start all the way over again with dividing. Step 1, division. How many times can 14 go into 65? So again, I'm going to do some guess and check. I already know 14 times 2 is 28, so I'm going to try 14 times 3. 3 times 4 is 12. Carry. 3 times 1 is 3 plus 1 is 4. 42 is pretty close to 65, but I think we can get closer. So again, I'm guessing and checking. So now I'm going to try 14 times 4. 4 times 4 is 16. I'm going to carry. 4 times 1 is 4 plus 1 is 5. 56. That's pretty close. I don't think I'm going to be able to put another 14 in. So I'm going to put my 4 up here. And then I multiply. 4 times 14 is 56. So I write that directly underneath. And now I'm going to subtract. I can't subtract 6 from 5, so I have to borrow. And now I have 15 minus 6, which is 9. 5 minus 5 is 0. Okay, so now I'm on to check and compare. Can 14 go into 9? No, because it's greater than. Do I have any other digits to bring down? Nope, I don't. So that 9 is my remainder. So those are 2 practice problems for you to do tonight. Let me give you one more to practice on your own. And again, use your textbook or use IXL to practice problems. IXL is cool because it gives you the answer. It tells you if you're correct or not. So I want you guys to try this one. Let's try 91. 75. 9,175 divided by 34. Okay? So why don't you try that one at home, and then we can go over it before your quiz tomorrow. All right? Good luck. You're going to do awesome.